Right, Shalom, giving all praise unto Yabashi Masai, Bashimuko Hakodash, double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone, and honors to brothers that be pushing this truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. The above everybody are coming out here to give you this truth for the grace and mercy of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashimuko Hakodash. It's going to be a relatively quick video, and we're going to be speaking on this topic of arise up, ye women at ease. Okay? And it's a pretty simplistic topic. And you already know from the image that you can see on screen right now what the topic is pretty much going to be about. And, you know, it pertains unto all of us, right? It pertains unto all of us because we do indeed know from the scriptures that there was going to be a time of, known as the time of Jacob's trouble, pursuant to the book of Jeremiah, the 31st chapter, and the 7th verse on down. But it's going to hit these women hard, right? And it's going to hit them first because ultimately these programs that was created, whether it be welfare, okay, and also to the infrastructure, the basic infrastructure that Esau set up, basically to make it to where these women can do whatever they want and not be held accountable for it. So they can have a whole bag of children and really be, in a certain type of way, be rewarded for it. Well, what you're seeing now, because Esau's bringing the fangs out, Esau's going to come down hard now. Pursuant to the book of Revelations, the 12th chapter, the devil's going to come down having great wrath. You're going to see a lot of these women homeless. Now, I remember when I first came into this truth, and the apostles, they were speaking on these particular things. And it's like now you're seeing it come to pass, which is crazy, all right? 10 years ago, you know, the mechanics of how these things was going to come to pass, you know, it went over your mind. You couldn't imagine it. Okay, there was a time where you couldn't even imagine America going through a recession, or England going through a recession, or, you know, people losing homes and that. And now you're seeing, especially out there within the private rental market out here within the UK, you're seeing a rise with what they're calling the no-fault evictions, right? Because you had these interest rates, you know, they went crazy. Why did they go crazy? Because they shut the world down for like 2-3 years. There was no productivity. The economy got killed, and that was all deliberately to set forth the system that's going to bring about the CHIP spoken about within the book of Revelations, the 13th chapter and the 16th verse on down. And you better believe these single parent households are going to be like the number one. Well, they are the number one target. Okay, they're the ones that are going to be, you know, in large numbers lining up for the CHIP, and the rest of the world is gonna conform. Now we know the elect of the men of the Lord, they wasn't gonna conform to the beast. They wasn't gonna bow down before the beast. But these single parent households, they're not gonna be able to eat, or they're gonna be evicted out of their homes, but they're gonna have access to these programs again if they get on the grid, if they get back on the CHIP system. And that's how they're gonna sell it, man. That's how they're gonna sell it. So we're seeing these women that was at ease, they was talking all kind of crazy against, you know, brothers maybe, or certainly the men out there, and, you know, the men so-called went their own way, and you know, you was able to go out there and work a couple hours a week, but ultimately be able to sustain yourself, and maybe you was private, maybe you was counsel, right? But you're seeing these evictions coming, man. Okay, you're seeing these evictions coming, and that's a beautiful thing. That is a beautiful thing. Okay, and we know, let's not just keep it to the woman. We know that this is going to come about upon all the earth. Look what happened out there a couple of years within Sri Lanka. And brothers did videos saying, look, this is coming to the whole world. Okay? This is coming to the whole world, because the mechanics of how Sri Lanka got into a situation is the same for all of these different countries. Right? Over leveraged. They had a whole bag of debt all over the place. And lo and behold, the economy fell apart. Same thing that's happening out there in places like Argentina. Right? Inflation is it's crazy, 150%, all of that kind of stuff. So what happens when the inflation is high? Everything is more expensive, right? Everything is more, you know, people get priced out of the market. Okay, people get priced out of the market. Everybody's looking at all of these new inventions Esau's coming out with for the NWO and saying, look, this doesn't work, like the electric cars and the system. That's because most people are going to be priced out of the market. It doesn't matter if you won't be able to afford these particular things, because you're going to be priced out of the market. Same thing with these smart cities. It doesn't matter if you don't have a house anymore. You're going to be priced out, or you can't afford a house anymore. You're going to be priced out the market. That's where these smart cities come into play, where it's going to be tower blocks that look like prisons. Okay, you're going to be pushed in there. And what do you need a car for? Where are you driving to? Where are you driving to? What do you need a house for? You're going to live in these so-called smart city blocks, and they're going to track and monitor all your movements, man. So they're setting the stage up, man. Esau's setting the stage up, man. Okay, like the scripture says, arise ye women that are east. This is what we're coming to. We're coming to that situation right now where they're getting ready to go digital, right? They're getting ready to go digital. They've crashed this economy. And people are so-called losing out now, and that's a beautiful thing. But this is just step one, step two, whatever stage they're at, and then it's gonna get tougher and harder and harder and tougher till the end. It's gonna be fulfilled what they said, right? And Esau practices something called self-prophecy, right? Esau practices something called self-prophecy. So they'll say a particular statement, and they'll feel like they got some kind of control over their own actions when that comes to pass. So for example, they'll say you're gonna own nothing and you're supposed to be happy with it. That's like a prophecy that they pushed out there. So it's gonna come to pass, but they're gonna take all of these things away from you. And you're seeing these people that was out here, maybe they own houses, maybe they had a few properties. Okay, there's people out here that was property moguls. I can't pronounce that word. They had a whole bunch of property out here, and now it's like it's not economically viable to be a landlord. Later on down the food chain, you got people out here being evicted because that house now that was, that property mogul had bought on a scheme, right? The buy-to-let scheme, right? Now that property is too expensive to mortgage out and have somebody live in there. And guess what? You're getting evicted. You ain't got no place to live in. I think the image here is a great image, man. I think that's an amazing image because this is really the reality of the situation of how it's really going to go down, man. No, how it is going down, not how it's going to go down. This is how it's really going down right now. This is how it's really going down right now, man. Okay, the time of ease is finished. The time of ease is up. Okay, the Most High is making moves, man. So hopefully, that was of edification. We can certainly see that the time of Jacob's trouble is upon us, and really in a certain kind of way. So already arrived. All right, we're in the last days of the last days. The few embers, right, of the fire that was Esau's kingdom are being dwindled, are being watered down, washed away, or whatever you want to call it, man. The scripture says the light of the wicked shall be put out. So the wicked, the light of the wicked is certainly being put out right now. So that's the video. With that, I'm gonna say all praise unto Yahweh, Shai, Bashim, Kodash, double honors unto the apostles of great millstone, honest brothers that be pushing this truth in sincerity. Shalom.